Hey everybody, spoiler warning, Worm here. Don't watch the background footage if you don't want story spoilers. Flip your phone upside down or something to just listen to this video. But today I wanted to talk about commendations and the fact that a lot of people don't like them in their current stance. So I kind of want to offer my thoughts and opinions on them. Basically, commendations, which are like basically, props you can give to your teammates, are a new thing that have been added this season that happen basically after every single event that you do. So you do a strike, there's a post mission screen, whatever you want to call it, where you can vote people and give them commendations for what you feel like they were, like what they did well. Oh, were they an ally? Did they play like a team player? Were they fun to play with? Stuff like that. And really the fact that a lot of people don't necessarily like the commendation system, and I kind of wanted to offer my thoughts on commendations as well as guardian ranks, because I think guardian ranks, this is a good video to tie in guardian ranks. And for those of you who are unaware, guardian ranks are basically throughout the season you do certain activities and certain things like that, and you will level up your guardian rank. It starts at level 6 every season and it levels up all the way up to, I think, level 11 is its max rank. And basically you just have to do certain things, doing activities, stuff like that, and as you climb through the ranks you'll get higher and higher and higher. The sentiment amidst the community right now seems to be one of negativity towards commendations and guardian ranks, and I've compiled a list of the reasons in looking through Reddit and forums and stuff like that. But the top reason seems to be, number one, that people feel like it's forced, a little too much, a little too forced. Number two, they feel like it is pointless, especially when players don't even use them. Number three, the two are intertwined. Commendations and guardian ranks are kind of intertwined together. And basically, I had read somewhere that you have to get an X number of commendations in order to rank up, which, if people just skip at the end of the game and don't give commendations, can be very difficult to achieve. Those are the complaints that I kind of want to talk about here. First of all, starting with the guardian rank and commendation, like, I guess, intertwinement. Is that the word I'm looking for? I think so. I think that that's not necessarily okay. You've got players that don't have a lot of time to play that might invest a ton of time into, getting their guardian rank up. But as long as they are not having much exposure to other players, or other players are just quite simply skipping the in-game screen, they're not going to achieve those ranks, or I mean those commendations that they need to rank up their guardian rank. And I definitely think that this was a poor system design by Bungie, because I think that the guardian rank should not be a judgment, a judgment of basically how much someone plays, but rather how much they know about the game and how much experience they have in the game. And somebody who has a lot of experience may not necessarily have a lot of playtime. Somebody that has a lot of experience may not have necessarily a lot of interaction with others. But even if they do have a lot of interaction with others, those other people can simply choose, hey, you know what, I'm not gonna partake in the commendation screen or something like that. So I think that those two definitely need to be separated, to the max. Because right now it feels like what's going to end up happening towards the end of a season is the players who are widely known throughout the community, your content creators and stuff like that, are going to get tons and tons and tons of commendations. Well, at first it's going to be cool, like, oh, you're getting lots of commendations after doing stuff, blah, blah, blah. But over time, you're going to start not getting those commendations, and you yourself, players themselves, are going to get lazy and say, you know what, I don't want to do the commendation system because it's kind of pointless. There's no rewards for it. There's no rewards for giving somebody a commendation. There's no rewards for getting commendations outside of bringing up that rank, which I know some people will probably say, oh, well then, why are you worried about it? But at the same time, as somebody who plays Destiny a lot, and who has a lot of time invested in the game and who enjoys the game a lot, it is nice to have some sort of recognition that, I have been around for a long time and I know a lot about the game. I've helped a lot of players this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of what I was looking forward to most about Guardian ranks. I know most casual players are not going to care about Guardian ranks, and that's totally okay. There's no reason to really care about Guardian ranks if you're not a truly invested player. But as an invested player, I know that it's frustrating that I'm not going to get as many commendations as others because, you know, my playtime is a little bit more limited than some people, or, you know, people are just lazy. You know, there's too much RNG behind getting commendations and stuff. As for, you know, the rewards for commendations, again, this kind of interties with the other one. Nobody's going to want to give commendations at a certain point. I think that it's going to lose its coolness, its newness, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, every now and then you're going to have somebody that, oh, I'm going to give you a commendation because you're cool, blah, blah, blah. But it's going to slow down a lot, you know. And in 3 months, is it realistic that somebody can get, you know, 750 commendations? I think that was the number I saw somewhere, was 750. Do I think that somebody's going to be able to get 750 commendations? I don't know. I really don't know. I'd like to think that, yeah, there's enough people that you could eventually get there. But you know, I don't know. Now, the next big thing is Guardian ranks resetting at the end of every season. This blows my mind. Okay, this really does baffle me. So in our current situation, you're going to be reset to rank 6 at the end of every season. This means no matter how much you rank up throughout the season, no matter how many, you know, whatevers you have to do to get to rank 11 or 12, if they add more, 13, however many ranks they add in the future, in order to get to that point, you're going to have to regrind an entire season. And I don't necessarily like this idea, because this especially makes it feel like, what's the point? You know, as a player, even though I have substantial time investment in the game, I think, really, what's the point? What's the point of getting to rank 11 as, you know, my Guardian rank up to rank 11, just to eventually, you know, have it go away? You know, let's say, oh, I finally hit rank 11 on the last day of the season, for example, you know, and then I get that rank 11 for one day. Like, it's not the high that many players want to chase in this game. You know, and Destiny especially is going towards a more casual game. We're going to see fewer and fewer people that have the dedication to get to Guardian rank 11. So I think that a better system would be, instead of fully resetting your rank at the end of a season, which is, that's a lot, you know, that's a lot to do. I think that you should maybe have a way to constantly refresh your rank. You know, if you play out an entire season, like this season, you know, we play out the entire season, we get to Guardian rank 11. Next season, we don't just instantly go back to rank 6. Maybe instead we, you know, go back to rank 10, for example, and then we have to achieve very certain things to get back to rank 11, and then we can stay at rank 11. You know, and as long as we're competing in the season, you know, doing seasonal activities, you know, engaged in the season, we will keep rank 11. You know, maybe, oh, here's a good idea. Maybe do a weekly reset kind of thing. You know, every week on Tuesday after the first season, you know, I hit rank 11 this season, for example. Every Tuesday, you know, there are a certain list of objectives that I have to get done. You know, I have to, you know, do this, or maybe just one specific objective. Like, hey, you know, this week focus on, you know, getting raids done with people who have not that many raid completions, for example. Just, that's one example of many you could potentially use, but give players every week something, and as long as they complete that checklist during the week, they can keep that rank 11, you know. And if they don't complete that, then maybe they get 1 week of warning time, basically, where it says, hey, if you don't do last week's and some more, you're going to lose your rank. And, you know, then at that point in the next week, then they drop down a rank, you know, and every week they don't play, drop down a rank. You know, that way, if by the end of the week you don't play for 5 weeks straight, you're back down to rank 6. You know, I feel like that would be a fair trade. I know a lot of players might say, oh, well, you know, that sounds a little bit ridiculous. You know, what if we go on a month-long hiatus? My opinion, if you go on a month-long hiatus from Destiny, you shouldn't keep that high rank that you have, that high Guardian rank. Again, Guardian rank is meant to tell players your time investment and your well, you're just your time investment in the game, you know, and how much you care about the game, how much you play the game, not anything else. So I think that having to play weekly, you know, instead of seasonally and grinding out every single season, you just have to grind out one season and then keep that balance, keep that, you know, that rank up there. Just, hey, okay, you know, here, do a certain number of strikes, do, do the weekly mission, you know, X amount of times this week, you know, do a raid with at least one new player. For example, these are just examples, of course, you know, let Bungie be the ones to determine what the heck they should do, stuff like that. But yeah, I think that would be a good change to this system, because currently the system, it feels kind of pointless. Me personally, I don't even want to grind to rank 11 because it's just going to reset at the end of the season and it doesn't feel very, you know, it doesn't feel that good. And of course, you know, to wrap up, commendations, kind of the same thing. Commendations, they feel pointless. There's not really a reward for getting them outside of Guardian ranks. And really, there's too much RNG based on the players you're playing with, tied between commendations and Guardian ranks. And so, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on commendations and Guardian ranks. I think that they're an okay thing to have in the game. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, they need to go, they're terrible, blah, blah, blah. I think they're an okay thing to have in the game. I just think that they need a rework. And yeah, that's my thoughts on it. But let me know what your thoughts are on commendations and Guardian ranks, because I kind of want to hear what everybody's thoughts are. I know a lot of people don't like them, and with good reason. But if you do like them, let me know about that too. But yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for me, guys. Go check out the video that you're about to see on screen. Like, follow for more daily Destiny content, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.